All over Britain, serious dietary crimes are being committed. With an increasingly dysfunctional relationship with food at both ends of the scale, we've rounded up 16 of the worst offenders. We've brought them together for the first time to help them face the harsh reality of what their eating habits have done. But before they swap diets, they'll be paired off. Supersize.
I've had something like you on a plate with chips before, you know.
Versus Superskinny.
You've got bigger boobs than I am.
Each pair will be sent into the feeding clinic to confront their dangerous eating habits in order to kickstart a new, healthier lifestyle.
Everything's just so overwhelming.
Give me something to eat now.
Dr. Christian visits the fattest city in the States for a frightening snapshot of where us Brits are heading if we don't get a grip on our own obesity epidemic.
We see a lot of obese patients, a lot of diabetes, high cholesterol, see a lot of heart disease.
And do you think this problem's getting worse?
Absolutely.
And from body dysmorphia to disordered eating to exercise addiction, we're exploring the lives of 6 men and women who've suffered from life-threatening eating disorders.
I have the torture going around in my head and the anorexic thoughts just screaming at me all the time.
And we'll be revealing how to spot the warning signs if you think a loved one may be at risk. After all, it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. By 2020, 1/3 of us will be obese. However, in the US, they're already there. Experts forecast that within just 3 years, obesity figures will increase to over half the US population. And where America leads, the UK follows.
So to find out how and why things have got so bad, I've come to the epicenter of the crisis, Evansville, Indiana, officially named America's fattest city.
This city in the Midwest has a population of 117,000. And a massive 38% of them are obese.
Do you think you're reaching crisis point with all this?
I think we're reaching a crisis level.
Over the next 8 weeks, Dr. Christian will be reporting from the front line, witnessing the far-reaching effects of a sedentary lifestyle and a bad diet.
They come here for fast food, they don't come here for salad.
And that should serve as a grave warning to us all. We'll be hearing from people who've lost limbs to obesity.
I got out of the tub and all of a sudden I heard this crunch and then this gush of blood.
And from the team whose job it is to care for them.
The heaviest patient I've lifted is 765 pounds.
Wow, well over 50 stone then.
And how even here they're taking the first steps to helping people towards a healthier lifestyle and treating the addiction at Overeaters Anonymous.
For me, cheesecake was like crack cocaine.
But for some, that addiction can be fatal. Christian's heading to the Pierre Funeral Home to meet a man who knows all about the ever-expanding population. Because he makes the biggest coffins in the United States.
Keith.
Hello.
Oh my goodness me. It looks like a hot tub.
This is our largest casket. It's 52 inches wide. It'll hold over 1,000 pounds.
So we're talking 70, 80 plus stone. How many of these are called for?
In the 1990s,
Yeah.
this casket didn't even exist.
Right.
In 2000, we sold 12, and we're selling about 4 of this type per month.
So can I have a look inside it?
Sure.
Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Oh, golly, it's heavy. Oh, I mean, it's absolutely mind-boggling.
Well, you can actually get 3 people in this casket. This casket will require probably 2 grave plots, maybe 3. It won't fit in a hearse.
And I would imagine the person that's going into this size is not very old either.
Unfortunately not. The average age for my records is around 45 years old.
God, that's shocking.
We've had caskets, large caskets, not this size, but caskets for as young as 11 years old.
I'm really distressed.
We are going to see the first generation that is not going to live as long as their parents lived because of this.
When you tell me you've seen 11-year-olds, I'm lost for words. I'm really upset by that.
It is It is a
And I
tragedy.
know this happens, but when you see the box that you actually use, it's not exaggeration, this is not a film
This
set.
is a real casket.
One leading UK manufacturer has quoted that 15% of the coffins they supply are now classed as outsize, and they've seen a tenfold rise in demand for these in just 10 years.
We have it too easy, too much. When you go to any fast food restaurant, a standard beef patty used to be 6 ounces. Now they're 10, 12, a third of a pound of hamburger. Are you kidding me? Who needs a third of a pound of hamburger? No one. No one. We think more is better. More is not better.
It's clear that obesity is a disease that has far-reaching effects, in death as well as in life. Back in the UK, Dr. Christian wants to make sure we don't end up the same way as the US. With dietary abuse at both ends of the scale, he's bringing together 8 Supersize and 8 Superskinny, who need to ditch their fatal feeding habits before it's too late. The first step is shock treatment, facing their opposites before they go into the feeding clinic to find out exactly what's eating them. Dr. Christian sizes them up before deciding who goes with who.
Helen, come forward. I'm going to match you with Elaine.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. God, you're so tiny.
I'm not being horrible, but do you know what I mean?
I don't want to be rude, but I've never seen anyone like that until today. I mean, you could have a baby in there and wouldn't know, would you?
How much weight do you want to lose?
About 1.5 of you. Elaine's tiny and I'm really big, so worlds apart.
You've got such a pretty face.
Thank you.
You'd be lovely when you lose it.
Yeah.
Helen eats around the clock, whereas for Elaine, food is just an inconvenience. By pairing them up, I'm hoping that these two will learn just how extreme their eating habits really are.
It's the middle of the night, and while most of us are asleep, something's stirring in Loughborough. It's 37-year-old Helen Simpkin.
I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'd go for some crunchy nut cornflakes with cream on and sugar. I'd then have some bran sauce on toast, which sounds revolting, but it's really yum, and a couple of bars of chocolate as well. Then I'd probably have an energy drink to wash it down. I'd also have 3 or 4 bags of crisps. I do this every day.
For Helen, eating is a round-the-clock activity, which is why she weighs in at just over 25 stone.
5 a day, 5 chocolate bars a day. That's the only 5 a day I get.
Overlooking the small fact that she gets through over 5,000 calories a day, Helen has another reason why she's the size she is.
Shirley, can I have a cuddle?
I know I'm extremely overweight. I put it down to having 5 children in 4 years.
She's a bit chubby. Yeah, and I want her to jog.
But it's not just that, and I know it's not just that.
Because when the kids are at school, nothing comes between Helen and her breakfast.
I lay them out on my bed in the order that I want to eat them, so I can focus on the job in hand. It's definitely a daily ritual, and it's Helen time, and I love Helen time. This is like going on a roller coaster, like having a go in a Ferrari. This is just my best thing ever.
And the food rituals don't stop there.
Starving.
Every night is takeaway night for Helen and husband Jamie.
We'll have like a portion big enough for 5 people.
That's delicious.
Try this.
I need to sort it now.
It doesn't affect me the way she looks because she's beautiful inside and out. It's just I'm worried about her health.
It's spiralling out of control and I'm just getting bigger and bigger.
The opposite is true of Elaine Chapman from Kent. At just 6 stone 5 pounds, food is off the menu. Instead, she's got a serious tea habit.
I probably drink 12 to 20 cups of tea a day with 2 sugars in. That's what keeps me going. I do like my cup of tea.
And when she does eat, Elaine's portions are tiny.
I'm trying to make myself eat more.
If I'm at home, I'll always have a cheese slice for lunch.
I eat even less than what a child would eat.
She just eats rubbish. She doesn't ever eat proper food.
There's loads of stuff that I've never tried because I think I won't like it. Colours put me off. I don't like yellow food. I don't like white food. I mean, eggs are my worst. When I look in the mirror, I just see like a child's body. I think I look like I'm about 12 or 13. I want to look like a woman, not a kid.
But before Supersize and Superskinny enter the feeding clinic, Christian's giving Helen a Supersize kickstart by sending her to the US for a terrifying glimpse of her possible future.
My name is Pauline Potter. I'm 48 years old and I am 50 stone. I think about food a lot. Spaghetti and French bread, chocolate, ice cream. I'm really into brownies, homemade cookies, or anything that's found in a bakery. I'm a compulsive overeater.
Coming up, Helen sees what life's really like when you're so big you can barely move.
What the heck?
And gets a supersized shock when the doctor calls.
Surprise.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Back in the UK, Elaine and Helen enter the feeding clinic.
I'm not being horrible, darling, but you're going to kill yourself if you carry on like this.
I know.